I just wanted to submit this footnote to the story of Corpsewood Manor that I brought y'all this past Saturday, and also a personal experience, a personal anecdote from there that I left off. Mostly because there's a lot of back and forth on what you can and can't say on some of these platforms, and isn't the only platform that I tell stories on. I've got another one where I tell stories every single day, also under Jay's Haunted Appalachia. Uh, it's a shorter form platform. I'll just say it like that. But anyway, uh, the self portrait that I mentioned that Mr. Scudder had painted of himself, it showed five holes in his head, in his temple area, and when they discovered Mr. Scudder's body, that is exactly the number of bullet holes that he actually did have. There were actually five corresponding bullet holes in Mr. Scudder's head that corroborated the self-portrait that he had painted way ahead of when the event actually occurred. So that's always been one of the creepier elements of the story to me. It is it's just weird. Like he knew he saw a premonition of his own demise. But I also did not share my own personal anecdote from there. Now, see, this happened back in the late '90s, maybe early 2000s. I was a much younger man then, and the Corpsewood story was not well known at all back at the time. I actually happened to have a friend whose family was part of the original investigation, part and I had some access to some information. Not everyone was. I got to see some case files and photos and interviews that not everyone had seen. This was long before the local author had made a in-depth book about it. Is anyway, uh, Corpsewood, to get there, it is in the remote North Georgia mountains. All right, it's still at best suburban. I mean, this is on the outskirts of a very tiny town in some national forest land. So it's off the beaten path. You have to go a couple miles off the paved road. Even the shortest route there takes you a couple miles down a bumpy dirt road out in the middle of basically nowhere. And this was probably 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. This is the wee hours, all right, that a group of consisting of myself and a few of my 20-something-year-old young friends also with the bravado had decided we had heard about it and we're going to go explore this murder site and check it out. Well, not only is it off the beaten path to get to the site, you can't actually drive up to the site itself. You have to walk probably a good mile from where you park because they bulldoze the actual access road to the place. So as you're pulling off, uh, there's a certain spot. It's marked by a rock and usually litter. You know, people do go there to party. Even back then, there were people that knew about it, and there would be debris, and there were certain signs you look for to know where to hike the rest of the way in. Well, I think there was four or five of us in total in the car, and as we parked my car, and like I said, middle of the night, turn the headlights off, and we're about to start passing out flashlights and hiking the rest of the way in. A motor roars to life, and these headlights come on, and this is maybe 50 yards away. Had not seen it at all as we were pulling in. Had not seen hide nor hair of anyone else. All right, so this loud motor roars to life, and these headlights come on. And our knee jerk reaction, well, this is the law. You know, I think back then you could definitely catch a trespass charge for this. So we thought it was the law. So we all pile back in my car in a hurry and start hauling butt down these windy, curvy pig trails to try to get back to the pavement and try to get a lead on whatever vehicle this was pursuing it, because it was definitely in hot pursuit. And I did. I managed to get just enough of a lead that I got it out of my sight. I got it out of the rear view, and not much, because I'm in a little four-cylinder sedan. I'm in a little Kia Cephia, if that says anything to you. Anyway, it was not built for off-road, but I made it. I got a lead on it just enough to be able, when I hit the paved road, I was able to back in next to a little local grocery store there, the Red Barn Grocery, and back in right up against the building in the shadows and cut all my lights off. And it wasn't 5 seconds, maybe 10 seconds later, that this vehicle did come barreling down the road right behind me, still in hot pursuit. I just happened to be able to evade them, and it was a hearse. It was a antique hearse at that. It was chrome and like gloss black, and the windows were so dark. I mean, very darkly tinted windows. So it wasn't paranormal per se, not that I can swear to, but it was definitely weird, and it's definitely been stood clearly out in my memory for over 20 years now. Like who has a hearse, like an antique hearse, out in the middle of an abandoned property, in the middle of nowhere? So, anyway, that's my story about Corpsewood, my personal story. And I also wanted to remind you guys that I'll have a new full-length video coming up tomorrow night, Saturday night, once a week. And stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for listening to my story. Keep Appalachia haunted, y'all.